Zahra has buried 3 husbands in the last 2 years, and every single time, Zahra cried louder than anyone in the room. She threw herself onto the floor, she beat her chest and screamed at the sky, "Why me? Why do all my husbands have to die?" She rolled on the ground shaking like a broken woman. People held her, women cried with her, men shook their heads in pity. And the pity was genuine, because Zahra was not the kind of woman anyone wanted to suspect of anything. But why do the husbands of such a loving woman die? What kills them? She was sweet, she was warm, she showed up when people were hurting and stayed until they felt better. She went to church every Sunday, she posted scripture, she remembered her staff's birthdays, she cried at orphanages. The internet loved her fiercely. Comment sections flooded with prayers and broken heart emojis every time another headline of the death of her husband dropped. Female columnists wrote long pieces about how society always finds a way to blame beautiful women. Male columnists spoke about how unfair it was to make grief look suspicious. Nobody who loved Zahra, and a lot of people loved Zahra, wanted to look too closely at the pattern. 3 husbands, 3 seventh nights, 3 bodies found the same way. To understand any of that, we have to go back to the beginning. Zahra had been famous since she was 22, when a single photograph of her at a Lagos fashion show broke the internet. Endorsement deals came fast, then magazine covers. She became so famous. She was adored in that irrational way that goes beyond admiration. She gave enough of herself in interviews to feel intimate, but never enough to feel exposed. She laughed easily. She talked about her faith like it was private and real. She seemed genuinely like a good person. When she announced her engagement to Makos, the whole internet celebrated like it was happening to them personally. Makos was a tech billionaire who loved Zahra with the kind of open, unguarded devotion that left no room for self-protection. He proposed at a rooftop party in Lagos. Fireworks, a 20-piece orchestra, the city watching. The wedding ran 10 days. The internet called it the romance of the decade. On the 7th night of their marriage, Makos screamed once in his sleep. By morning, he was cold and dead. The housekeeper who found him could never properly explain what she saw. Makos lay in bed like he was sleeping, but something was deeply wrong. His body looked shrunken, like air had been let out of him slowly through the night. His face was sunken and hollow. His eyes, still open, had sunk back into their sockets, dry and empty. Doctors wrote cardiac arrest on the paperwork because they had nothing else to write. Zahra's grief went viral within the hour. She was photographed leaving the hospital, one hand over her mouth, sunglasses doing nothing to hide the tears. 3 months later, a luxury watch brand signed her to the biggest campaign of her career. Most people didn't connect those 2 moments. Those who did said nothing, because what kind of person says that out loud about a grieving widow? After a year, she married David Mensah, a calm diplomat who called the whispers around Zahra misogynistic nonsense in a live interview and said he believed in love and science and nothing else. The wedding was in the south of France. On the 7th night, David stopped breathing. Found exactly like Marcus, shrunken, face hollowed, eyes sunk deep, no wound, no poison, nothing. This time, the whispers grew louder. People began to grow suspicious. They start asking questions.